Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Botany Educator, and we have completed so far about algae and some members of fungi also. So you can go on my channel and watch those videos, and we have completed the portion of fungi of Oomycetes members and Zygomycotina members. Uh, in those members, these are lower fungi, but this is in higher fungi, so we will see how the members look like. Before going far in the deeper into the section, we will study few points of the fungi. In these fungi you will find an fruiting body. This is known as ascocarp, in which you will find an sexual spores known as ascospores. In this fungi you will find that a structure is forming that is known as dikaryon phase, which is an important phase, and through this diagram you will able to understand how this happen. This is in plasmogamy, this is in karyogamy. In this sexual reproduction you will find between plasmogamy and karyogamy a long interval gap occur, right? In other fungi you will find that in the lower fungi you will find that the plasmogamy occur, and immediately after the plasmogamy karyogamy take place, right? But before the plasmogamy, before the karyogamy, a long interval gap takes place in the members of Ascomycotina, right? So, in these members, you will find that a dikaryon phase occurs that's known as N plus N stage, known as dikaryon phase, right? And the dikaryon phase, after the dikaryon phase, a fruiting body is formed known as ascocarp, and after the ascocarp, Ascus mother cell is formed. So, after the formation of Ascus mother cell, you will find that the nuclei are fused, that's known as karyogamy, that is known as karyogamy, when here the nuclei are fusing, right? After the nuclear fusion you find the diploid stage is forming, that the nuclei fusing, right? So after the diploid nuclei fusing, the meiosis occur and four haploid daughter nuclei are formed, right? After the formation of the four haploid nuclei, the mitosis occur and the eight haploid nuclei will be formed. After the formation of the eight nuclear formation, this structure is known as ascospores. So where this ascospores form is formed in the fruiting bodies known as ascocarp, right? So what is happening through the diagram we will study it again. This is in mycelium. This mycelium form an uh, reproductive structure in which sexual reproduction takes place. First the cytoplasm is fused, known as plasmogamy, and immediately after the plasmogamy a structure is formed where the nuclei come closer, and that's known as dikaryotic phase, right? After the formation of dikaryotic phase, a structure is formed known as ascocarp, and after the ascocarp formation the nuclei will fuse, and after the fusion of the nuclei a structure is formed known as diploid stage. So after the formation of diploid stage you will find a fruiting body formed known as ascocarp. In this ascocarp you will find that the ascus mother cell is present, and in the ascus mother cell meiosis takes place, right? After the meiosis four haploid structures are forming, and after the haploid structures are forming the mitosis takes place, and after the mitosis ascospores are formed. Why meiosis takes place? So that the diploid structure convert into an haploid structure, and for the haploid structure there the four haploid structures are forming. From a diploid structure how many haploid structures are formed? Through meiosis four haploid structures are formed. So, for the formation of 8 ascospores, we have to undergo mitosis. Through mitosis, 8 ascospores are formed. So, this diagram and the next diagram is very important. You can take the screenshot of this diagram also and of this diagram also. These two diagrams are really very important to understand how these steps are occurring, right? So how the ascos are forming if we go in detail how the Ascus mother cells are formed, so we'll also see that this also in this high, if we study every line in higher Ascomycota or Mycotina, there's a long interval gap between plasmogamy and karyogamy, right? In this long interval is gap is occurring, and a structure is formed known as dikaryon, where the male and female nuclei are arranged together in a pair, right? And the nuclei pairing up, then a structure is formed that is known as ascogenous hyphae. Ascogenous hyphae. This is the ascogenous hyphae, right? This is the ascogenous hyphae. So after the ascogenous hyphae is formed, so what the structure will form is known as crozier, right? This crozier is formed, the penultimate structure is formed, right? And the structure is formed where the initial structure is known as ascus. Ascus. Sorry, 1 minute. Ascus initial is formed, right? This blue structure is known as ascus initial, where two nuclei are paired up together, right? This paired up structure is formed, and in this paired up structure is formed where you will find the ascus mother cell. This is the ascus structure where the nuclei pair up, and after the pairing, the karyogamy takes place, right? The karyogamy takes place, and after the karyogamy, meiosis takes place, and after the meiosis, four haploid nuclei are formed, and after the forming of the four haploid nuclei, uh, the nuclei form, and after the mitosis, eight haploid nuclei are formed, right? These haploid nuclei are formed. These nuclei form ascospores, right? In the yeast you will find the SKI naked and no fruiting bodies is formed, right? But in the higher septate forms you will find a fruiting body. What's the fruiting body, how it's look like, you can see in this diagram. This is also a very important diagram. You'll find in this ascocarp, you will find the SKI are forming, and in the you will find that in the lower fungi like yeast, asci are naked, while in the higher septate forms you will find this ascospores are covered in a fruiting body known as ascocarp, right? The how the ascocarp look like, it can be closed, it can be closed, right? It can be closed, or it can be like this flash shaped, or it can be saucer like, right? So the closed fruiting body is found in aspergillus and penicillium known as clistothecium, right? While the fruiting body in which a narrow opening is present, the opening is known as ostiole, right? And this type of fruiting body is formed in claviceps known as uh, perithecium. Then a open or a saucer-like fruiting body is present in apothecium. Examples are Mosela and Pezaiza, right? So these type of fruiting body will find in the Ascomycotina members. In some members, uh, some fungi you'll find that you don't find the true cell wall, and this is known as pseudothecium ascomycotina. This is known as mycosphere, right? So these type of structures you find it. If you want to go through the diagrams again, we can just, you can take the screenshot of every uh, slide, right? And I think you have I hope you have liked the video, and share it to your friends and everyone. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe it. Thank you for watching.